Howdy, folks. Spencer here, and today I'm talking about something that you either know about or you've probably forgotten about, and that is bonus pools. Bonus pools in Star Trek Online are nothing new. They were first introduced with some of the first lock boxes like over a decade ago now. And what they are consumable items that will give you an additional amount of various resources in the game when you acquire that resource. So I've got a list of them up at the left side of the screen here. There's ones out there for XP, commendations, dilithium ore, fleet credits, fleet marks, reputation marks, salvage, and R&D XP. Now, not all of these are consistently available. For example, the salvage boost one, that is only available as a one-times reward from some of the recruitment events, so that's not something you can consistently go out and get. The dilithium ore boost is from one of the Admiralty campaigns. I'm pretty sure it's the Ferengi one. So that is something that you can only get through doing Admiralty. And then the experience point boost one, you can pretty much ignore that one. They're expensive in the C store. They're just too expensive for what they are. So uh, I'd recommend just avoiding any of the boosts that are listed in the C store directly. To be honest, looking at these prices, these are all like really screwing you over for what they currently have them listed at, costing Zen wise. So bonus pools work like this. You know, let's say I have some of these rep mark ones. You see that it's the quantity at the front of it says 500, and I've got some to the right that say 750. If I activate one of these 500 ones, you see that that quantity of 500 was just added into the pool at the top left. Now, if I activate another one, that pool now goes to 1,000. So what happens with these reputation mark bonus pools is every time I earn reputation marks from any source, I am getting 20% additional reputation marks. That includes even some of these recruitment boxes here. Now, whatever that 20% bonus is will then be subtracted from the amount that I have left in the pool. So if I open this recruitment reward box here, this is one of the Delta recruitment prizes that you can get on each of your characters. Let's say I want to get the competitive marks because, you know, we all know how it is trying to get the competitive cues to pop. So when I hit this, I'm going to get 20% bonus on top of that. That means I'm going to get a total of 600 reputation marks. And that's 100 bonus that I'm getting. So you're going to see that this bonus pool up at the top left will have 100 subtracted from it. So when I hit this, there you go. You see I got 600 marks, even though the box only gave 500. And you saw that the bonus pool has had 100 subtracted from the amount that it has listed there. So very handy, you know, for the rep marks. You know, these are cheap. You know, I talked about these when I did the video about spamming the red alerts, and they're just really affordable. If I go look at these on the exchange, half a mil, 600k per. So the 500 ones are cheap. The 750 ones, like there's one for 520k. So these are quite cheap, and you know, even if you only buy one of these here or there, you know, that's 20% additional marks. You're getting your marks, you know, quite a bit faster if you're using these. And they're not just a thing for rep marks. Like if I look at this list here, you know, we've got Commendation XP, Fleet Credit, Fleet Mark, Rep Mark, R&D XP. So the R&D XP one I think is pretty self-explanatory. If you have them active and you go and do a project, you know, like if I do this R&D project for beams, that would give me 6,000 beams XP. And the R&D, some of these give 20%, some of them give 50%. So the R&D ones give you a 20% bonus. So if I had R&D bonus pools active and then I was trying to level up these whatever R&D school I'm working on, you know, I'm getting a 20% bonus, so instead of getting 6,000, I get 7,200. So definitely speeds up if you're working on R&D. You know, these R&D ones are quite cheap. These are also listed in the C store, and I think it really should be obvious that these are a terrible value. One of these in the C store costs 200 Zen, and they're on the exchange for 110 to 120,000 DC per. With 100 or with 200 Zen here, you could buy a master key, and with that master key, you could go and buy like hundreds of these things. So do not buy, once again, just do not buy these things from the C store. They're a scam in the C store. But that's how the R&D one would work. And like if you're working on an R&D school, it's like it's stupid how cheap these things are. Like take advantage of them. I'm gonna search up all of the R&D ones here. I think there's also some higher quality of those. There's no very rare ones listed on the exchange. Is there any ultra rares? Yeah. So there's some ultra rare ones that give you 20,000 R&D bonus XP there, but those are a bit more expensive. So those are good to take advantage of. And next up we have I've already covered the R&D. I've covered reputation marks. Fleet mark, that works exactly the same as the rep mark one. If I have a fleet mark bonus pool here, you know, if I go and choose some marks, you know, it's going to work the exact same. I got 40 additional marks out of that box that gave me 200. So that was 40 extra fleet marks that I got. It's pretty self-explanatory on that one. Next up, we have the fleet credit bonus pool, and this is the one that, like, there's so many people I know that just do not take advantage of this, and every time I remind them, and they just feel like an idiot for not taking advantage of it. So these fleet credit bonus pools work the same way. You activate them, they add that amount to the pool. There's the versions that you're going to see on the exchange usually are going to be either 25,000 or 35,000 quantity. And every time you contribute to your fleet, this is just giving you an additional 20%. So if I contribute 100,000 worth of whatever to my fleet, you know, instead of getting just 100,000 fleet credits, I would get 120K. Now, the important thing to note here is that that does not impact your holding contribution, so that's not going to make it so you get promotions faster in your fleet if you're in a fleet that is promoting based on your contributions. So you see right here, I am at 169,800 credits earned. I'm going to go and contribute 1,000 to lithium, as close as I can get. So 1,009 to lithium. And you see right here, it says I got lifetime fleet credits. That is the amount that it's actually adding to the records for like my contributions. But then I got an additional, you know, like 202 on top of that from having that 20% bonus pool active. So just, you know, keep in mind that if you have these fleet credit ones active, they are not going to give you 20% extra when it comes to what it's showing on the leaderboard for you having contributed, but you will actually have those extra fleet credits to go and use for when you want to buy something. So I think that pretty much explains that one. And then we have Commendation XP. So for this one, I am going to swap characters here. I'm going to head over to my Jemadar because this is where I think a lot of people would want to take advantage of this. So Commendation XP is your duty officer XP. And There are certain reasons to go after various commendations in the game, and I think for a lot of people, the Gamma Recruit is, a very good example of that. So let me find where I got the transponder. So with the Gamma Recruits, there is, for example, a reason to go out and grind up your duty officer commendations to get a bunch of them to rank 4. So by getting a bunch up to rank 4, you will unlock this Elder Malik Itan duty officer that can be slotted in ground, but will then boost space. Now this is plus 10% all damage, Cat 1, and it's something that impacts space, gives you a damage bonus, and you can slot it on your ground roster. That is how it was designed. So, there's reasons to go after commendations, and having those commendation bonus pools makes this much easier when you're trying to go through and do your DOF missions to get, in the case of the Gammas, you got to get 6 of these different commendations up to rank 4. And having those Commendation XP bonus pools, you're going to be getting through them 20% faster. So, really, with this, I just wanted to remind people that these bonus pools are a thing, because the amount of people that I have seen just not taking advantage of them, like, even if you're just grinding out reps on a new character, getting those fleet credit bonus pools, that's huge. And like I showed at the beginning with the rep mark one, the recruitment boxes that give you rep marks, even those will give you more marks if you have these bonus pools active. If you're actively contributing to a fleet, that's another huge advantage to get those extra the extra fleet credits from your contributions. Like, if I could go and contribute 100,000 to lithium, instead of getting just 100,000 fleet credits, I'm going to get 120,000. And that really starts to scale up, and that bonus is really significant the more you're contributing to a fleet. So it costs very little for you to go out and get something like the fleet credit bonus pools, the rep mark ones. These are all really cheap. Now, there are also ones that you can get from the Phoenix store, but I don't think that they're worth grabbing. The ones from the Phoenix store are all under the rare tab, and if you scroll down, you'll see there's not even one for everything there, but there's one for commendation, rep marks, and fleet credits. But the quantity is lower than the ones that you would find on the exchange. So like this rep mark one is only giving you 150 to the pool, whereas if you go and spend 500,000 EC on the exchange, you can get one that gives you 500. Spend a little bit more, you get one that gets you 750 bonus rep marks. So the Phoenix store does have these, and I know that someone's gonna try to justify those, but I don't think that's worth it, given the cost. That's a fair bit of the lithium to be dumping into bonus pools. I think it's just more efficient for you with your resources to just buy the ones that are on the exchange that are, just so insanely cheap. But really, that's it for today's video. I hope that this has helped some of you out. Maybe you forgot about this, or maybe you just didn't know about them. My friend Nick, every time he goes to do like a really big contribution to the fleet, I'll remind him or ask him, hey, did you have any bonus pools active? And then he'll be really upset because he just like dumped 1 million to lithium into a fleet, and then he forgot to have any of the fleet credit bonus pools active, because he'd already burned through the ones that he activated the last time I told him to. So, in a case like that, he missed out on 200,000 fleet credits. So make sure you're getting the most out of your time. Make sure to grab some of these bonus pools. They're cheap. They're worth it. They make it easier for you to play the game and acquire resources. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and once again, thank you to all channel members. Stay tuned for more content. See you guys next time.